cool. I'm gonna have to digitize this. I really like this. It's been so many years. And then I'll go and play it for my mom. She would love to hear them.
I don't remember where I was when the Challenger blew up, but I did see it. I did see it live, and I remember the emotional shock and intake of breath.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand. I was like, isn't that just the stage falling away?
That's what I thought it was at first.
You know,
too.
and there was another piece that kept going on trajectory. I thought this was planned and part of, and it took a while. And some of the people in the room seemed to know that it wasn't. Or some of the people around, I have no idea where the hell I was. But that this,
excuse me,
for me at least, it took about 48 hours to finally percolate through that had been a disaster I witnessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very distant for me, actually. Autism, I guess. We're very self-centered people.
No, I remember we seemed to register it right away. Like, I know it, like what you said, we thought it was, and we were all questioning, was that supposed to happen like that? What just happened? We were all bouncing
they
back
actually
and forth.
announced it, didn't they, after a few minutes?
And after a few minutes they said something.
This wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, kind of type thing.
Maybe that's what, maybe it just felt like
clicked.
2 days.
We just watched people die. Oh
maybe
my
it
God.
just felt like a couple of days.
Yeah, subjectively it could, yes, because you're just watching such intense stuff.
I saw moon landing.
Cool.
Live. On
I don't know if I
funky
did or
little
not.
TV that you could actually visually, your eyes could see the lines that scanned.
Neat.
It was black and white.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if the TV was, but probably.
I assume...
So before I had color TV, the colors were there for me. My imagination filled them in.
My dad would have probably been tuned in if he was home, and with the TV on, he would have been tuned in. So I was 3 years old. I may have been...
You probably saw it, but you don't remember.
No, actually, no. 69. I may have still been in one of 3 foster homes,
Yeah,
or
I was 6 years old
the
then.
4th place was my grandparents' house. They wouldn't have had the TV on, so I don't know.
Well,
I
I
don't
was
even
6
think I
years
was
old
home
at
yet.
that point.
From my little journeys
And
with the foster homes.
it was a planned event, and
Cool.
we actually, combed our hair and washed our hands and faces, and sat down prim and proper to watch with everybody and the family.
Neat.
And I remember the TV being small and dark. It was 1969, right?
Yeah, it was.
So-
July 1969.
Okay, we probably did have a color TV at that point, and it was a console TV. That's what I'm trying to resolve, because all I remember is just the stripiness of it, and how strange and far away it seemed, and unreal it seemed. These guys, and they were walking funny.
Yeah.
They were really walking funny,
Almost
and it was
zero-G
being
gravity.
explained.
Yeah.
And I was capable of understanding what was explained.
Yeah.
That there was less gravity. And over the years, of course, my understanding is filled in the memory too. But I remember everybody was thrilled, and it was one of those, like, how you tell a dog how to feel? If you get excited, the dog gets excited. If you get sad, the dog gets sad. You tell a dog how to feel. His emotions are almost entirely based on you and what you tell him.
Yeah.
And there's just a very little amount of it where he uses them as a communication tool.
Mm-hmm.
If I stare at you real sad, you'll give me a hot dog.
Or something, yeah.
And I think at 6 years old, my emotions were still being informed by the group. Except for my tantrums, or, my frustration meltdowns, or my just straight up affects you from the outside emotional feels, like joy. See, this is an emotion being put on for communication.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Fuck off. Pardon me. Go away. She's like that. She probably heard me say the word dog.
I thought, ooh, that means me. It must mean me.
Well, she knows that references her.
She knows she's a dog.
Yeah. She knows what a dog is, and that they are dogs. Well, she's been wondering about this one. She's pretty sure it's a dog, but there are some really strange rules around it.
Back off.
Shh. She's having a hard time understanding this one. Yeah, I don't think he's been on the pod. I don't think he's been in the video today.
Well, with that outfit, you must show that off. I mean, this is so adorable.
And soft and squishy.
Cuteness overload
And
happening
warm
right
and
here.
fuzzy. It's so pretty. And I put
Yes, you're pretty too, Piper.
I put
You
his
are.
faux suede sheepskin shearling. I guess they call it a shearling coat.
That was cute. He was waddling
Yeah.
with his booties
Yeah,
up.
the video, I know.
That was
Like,
hilarious.
his little feet are going like a million miles an hour with the boots on.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
You hear that, Timmy? You're world famous. Well, you're cute too. You're just not the same kind of cute.
Yeah.
You're normal cute. He's alien cute. And something's wet. Why is there wet? Oh, please tell me it's my hair dripping. Okay, you can go back in your basket and I'm gonna wash my hands. Just,
No
no
doubt.
dogs and all that. He doesn't mind. And we need to calm down. We need to calm down, Captain. Everybody's going crazy. Would you like a refresher? I can't call it a warm-up because it's cold. I really prefer cold brew. And this only sat 4 hours.
Can taste the cherries or something. Something.
Right.
It was
Oh,
red.
yes.
Is there cherries and stuff?
Remember we bought those dried mixed fruit?
Yeah, that's what went into my. I put all of it into my because I turned out with so many dates that I was like, okay, something's got to like even this out.
Yeah, or you're making date rolls.
Exactly. And I was like, no, I'm making date rolls. Oh, okay. Some for Piper.
Yeah, she shouldn't put out chocolate, but that's really not going to harm her.
Yeah, that's all
I
you
don't
get,
like them
girlfriend.
to know what it tastes like, but I think she already does.
She's already bought a clue on that one.
I think someone else has fed her chocolate in the past.
Mmm.
My theory on chocolate in dogs, like they say it's toxic. Heroin could be considered toxic.
If you get enough of it.
Well, it doesn't take much to get enough of it.
Mm-hmm.
But in lesser doses, it's an extremely attractive drug. I think that's what chocolate is for dogs. I think
really attractive drug. It's like that for humans too.
I think the veterinary system could study it and provide dosages of theobromine that you could prescribe for dogs who are in pain or anxiety. And at very low doses, it's probably a really useful medicine. Healthy or not, I don't know. That's what part of the studying is about. But apparently, if we didn't brew it in a test tube, we can't patent it, and therefore it's not worth anything.
Now I've got Mary Mansion stuff in my head. Overpowered Deep Space Nine. Moved right in.
I currently do not have a song in my head.
I usually
nice.
do. 24 hours a day, I got something stick bopping around in there.
It's the exception, not the rule, for me not to have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably something running around back there, but I'm not getting too much distraction from it. No. You're bugging me. Get away, kid, you bugged me. Go on, you're annoying. Why does that make people laugh? 'Cause it's a movie quote. Is that why?
Maybe.
It is a movie quote. I think it's probably W.C. Fields. And I think he's saying it to a young Jodie Foster. Get away, kid, you bug me.
Yeah. It reminds me of that
On a
other
train.
one from Home Alone where he plays the TV to get rid of those guys that are banging. He plays the it's a similar dirty rat. Boom, 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 and all the gunfire. Kind of reminds me of that one.
I'm gonna Google it.
Okay.
Not that
I'm
one.
gonna give
Mine.
you to the count of 10 to get off the blah blah blah. And stay away, dirty rats, or something like that.
W.C. Fields.
You bother me, oh yeah. Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn.
Mimicked by Foghorn. That's where I got it from.
Yeah, from Foghorn Leghorn.
Well, I've heard them both, I think.
Hey, go away, boy. You bother me.
A little bit different. I think go away, kid, you bother me is probably the W.C. Fields. What's the...
Oh, it's even a little
It's
kitten
a cat
with
and
the
a
dog.
kitten. Yeah, it's a kitten
Go
trying
away.
to play with the dog's tongue.
Yeah, go away.
The dog's trying to pant, and there's little kitten claws keep poking him in the tongue.
Smack, smack. Let me play with that tongue.
After 2 days in the hospital, I took a turn for the nurse.
Took a turn for
The patter of little feet around the house. It is nothing like having a midget for a butler.
So rude.
All the
But
men in my
funny.
family were bearded, and most of the women. I don't drink water. Fish poop in it. Oh, that one's famous.
I don't drink
variance-
water. Fish fuck in it.
I'm very fond of children. Girl children. Around 18 or 20. Age 18 or 20.
Well, at least they're
I like to
legal age
say,
by that point.
no, you know, if someone asks me, why don't you want children around? I say, well, it's not the children. I don't like their mothers.
Yeah.
And it's true. I never met a mother that didn't get on my nerves, but the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, leave me alone with the kids. We'll get along better. But mothers always get scared that I'm going to teach their kids to be seditious. Who, me?
Seditious.
Fight against authority, plot against the current order, plot against the current authority.
Excuse me.
Absolutely would. I once spent a year in Philadelphia. I think it was on a Sunday.
I think it was on it.
God damn the whole friggin' world but you, Carlotta. Fields' last words. Go away, kid, you bother me isn't in here. Oh, it's because it's at the top. It's the #1. It's just a blog. Well, that's enough of that. I laughed hard enough. Those quotes. That was good. That was very good. The Rock in a Star Trek uniform in this thumbnail.
Yeah, he was actually on Voyager in about season 5 or 6 or
Oh,
so.
yeah?
Yeah. By the time 7 of 9 got on there, that's when he was on there too.
Huh.
Not the most brilliant episode, but it was pretty good and entertaining. I don't know. I have other
What's
episodes
his
of that
last
show
name?
that are more favorites.
Johnson, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. But yeah,
Dwayne Johnson on Voyager?
I had other episodes that I
Dwayne
liked better.
Johnson on Voyager.
Who it filled it in? 7 versus The Rock.
Oh. 7 of 9 fights The Rock in the episode Sunkatse. Sunkatse. Oh, it's full screen-ness. I can't believe how cheesy the sets look from with today's eyes. I mean, that stuff looked really awesome to me when it first aired.
And it was in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, well, yeah, late 90s, very late.
And now
90s.
it looks cheesy. Funny, huh?
20 years ago, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, so he was doing
That
a
was-
famous cameo. Yeah,
that-
it wasn't the start of his career.
No, exactly. And actually, Voyager is where CGI kind of started, because I remember the opening sequence is a lot of CGI.
Battlestar Galactica started the CGI.
You mean the second series? I know
No,
Voyager's
Battlestar
beginning.
Galactica, the movie, back in like 1978, just before Star Wars came out. That's where it started. Star Wars saw that, said, that ain't bad. I think we can build on it. Hired half of their crew, built Industrial Light and Magic, improved on it, made Battlestar
I
Galactica
guess
look
it
cheesy.
was just so cheesy that you
And then
didn't
it-
realize it was
but
CGI.
You're right that the planets in Voyager were some of the most breathtaking opening scenes CGI, any sci-fi. Yeah. I still like them. They were just paintings, you know? They were really nice 3D graphics, though.
Oh my. Ooey, sticky yumminess.
Oh, honey. So, they got Dwayne Johnson beating up on a sexy woman.
And she's holding her own.
No, but
Resistance is
No, but-
futile.
let's take a minute to think about the social implications of this video that we're watching. And what did it say about us that we wanted to see this icon of masculinity beat up this icon of femininity? The primary sex object on the show. She was Deanna Troi in Uhura.
She's kicking
The
his
token
ass.
sex object. Well, of course, they're scripted that way. There's no way he could be a hero if she couldn't beat him. But so far, he's winning. So far, she has taken every punch. Landed none. So, like, the imagery that they're pumping out is extremely brutal. Oh, it's holographic. They're trying to transport one of them out of the ring. See, she's losing. I mean, she might win in the end, but right now she is losing hard. It's basically a man beating a woman. She's a tough woman. She's the Ice Queen. That was the thing about Gene Roddenberry I did not appreciate. He was extremely patriarchal, extremely man-focused. The way that he regarded women, even when he was letting them be liberated, it wasn't that he was recognizing them as equals, but that he was letting them get away with it. And he still kept putting women in positions of sex object.
The woman that played Janice Rand, what the hell was her name? She was Yeoman Rand in the original series, and they
The
let
blonde.
her go because she was had an alcohol. No, she had a drug problem. But anyways,
Hashtag Me Too.
yeah, exactly. Somebody sexually abused her on that set, and she would never name who it was. It was a high producer, and that's as much as she would say. It's in her book. I've got her book still that I got her to autograph when we met her that
And
year.
so she was shifted off because she was causing friction, rather than because she drank slightly more than the other lushes on set. I mean, I don't think they were all drinkers, but I've been around actors and producers and that, like, and there's no question, artists in general, they drink. There's champagne all the time, there's beer, there's always alcohol around. And lots of times they drink to excess to where they embarrass themselves. And yet, we work around it. As long as they're sober on the job. Unless, of course, someone in a high position, man, is pissed off at someone in a low position, woman, for any reason whatsoever.
Yeah, that
Like
bitch
she
wouldn't give
spurred
me
his
head.
advances,
Yeah.
or she tried to report his advances, or
Yep.
she didn't appreciate the way you raped her that night. You know. Oh, excuse me. Had sex with her. No, it's rape.
Exactly.
A lot of times it's rape. Thing is, though, we need to be much better at defining consent, because there's a fine line where she's consenting out of fear, discomfort,
Exactly.
and weariness.
Yeah, she just gives in and
And-
says yes, fine, because it'll just go easier then, sort of.
Right. And
We'll
yet
stop
that is
being
sexual
our enemies.
harassment in its biggest form. And I've had it done to me. You've had it done to you. Oh, come on. How about today? Are you in a better mood today? Oh, you're always such a bitch. Hey, sexy, how's it going? So, you and me, we're going to hook up tonight? Come on. You know, and they just cajole you and harangue you and alternate between calling you beautiful and calling you ugly in some fashion, calling you bad names, withdraw services and resources from you, and then alternately dole them out in return for minor sexual favors, some kind of a proof of the establishment of a sexual relationship that doesn't exist. You're like, well, I'll let you have it if you give me a kiss. Turn around and let me see your bottom. Then I'll let you have it. That kind of thing. I've had it done to me. I don't want to sit there and, you know, act like that sort of stuff is just fun.
Yeah.
I believe you're having fun. I totally believe it. I can tell by the smile on your face. But the minute I show you that I'm not having fun, all of a sudden you go to a really big frown, your voice gets really loud and shouty, and you start using swear words. Well, gosh, boss, I kind of need to keep my job. Whatever shall I do? Oh, you're so rude. That's what she does. And he takes that for compliance. But what happens if she's not compliant? Constant, unending scorn and shame from all of the men in the office. All of them start picking on her. And they pick on her. They pick on her for anything and everything that their little tiny minds can come up with. From the way she dresses, to the way she talks, to the way she behaves, to made up crap. They just go at her and at her and at her until she quits the job or they get what they want from her. And this probably what happened to Yeoman Rand. Because don't think that the other guys on set weren't to some degree complicit with whatever the executive producer or whomever it was.
The one person that was on her side was Leonard Nimoy.
That was one that
They
is
actually,
someone I could not see being complicit. I could see him perhaps turning a blind eye when he was very young. But he seems to me like one of those people, like I wouldn't put it above William Shatner as a young man to have been participant in that sort of nonsense. As a grown man, I think that he's acquired a lot more perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Leonard Nimoy was just too much of an intellectual to be fooled by that crap.
Yeah. Yeah, he befriended her. In fact, it was his house, it was his doorstep that she wound up at 3 in the morning.
Banging on, begging for help.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good book to read, actually.
What? No, you keep doing this every 5 minutes. You're over here trying to ask. No. No. I don't care what you're asking. No. Make me look like a bad dog owner, aren't you? Yeah. I like it when you grumble. It's cute. Some people, they got huskies that sass them right back, and it's hilarious. I love it. When she gets grumbling, we both start laughing. Oh, this guy's all curled in a teeny tiny ball. Are you cold? Let me check your temperature. Oh, you are cold. You need your blanket on top instead of underneath.
Tuck those paws in.
Well, no, it's his ears. They're like radiators.
No, I know, but I was thinking maybe because he's not all covered up, so put your paws in there.
Well, he had his paws covered up and tucked in. It's his ears need to be under when he's this cold.
Oh, okay.
I take his temperature by his ears because right by the base of his head, if they're cold, then he's cold. There you go, buddy. But a lot of times he's cold because his ears are radiating. I just gotta tuck a little dude in. I often say when I bought this dog, I didn't get a whole dog, I just got the head.
Yeah, there it is.
Sometimes all I get is the face.
Right now you just get the tuft of fur. Oh, there's a nose.
Yeah, just the face. Not even the whole head. See, there's his precious little face. I don't know if the camera can see him at all. Just a teeny tiny little precious face. All tucked into gold. He's well wrapped. You warm now? Yeah? Happy little size? Yeah. Your wishes Dan was here to hold you in his lap. You gotta let that man loose a little more often. He doesn't do anything but sit watching his nasty videos holding you. You're gonna get hissed at. He doesn't hiss, he growls. It's just like a cat hissing. Yeah, big dog gets bored, she needs kids. But you got rescued by an old lady. What are you gonna do? You were supposed to be an old lady. You were when I got you. She's younged up since she got here. I think the diet agrees with her. She's lost the gray around her face. She's lost the round around her waist. Her fur has gotten less oily and flaky and more just shiny and smooth. She's got less itch and more energy. Still likes to go outside and roll in the snow.
That's going to be cute.
It's funny. Yeah, she starts with her face and then winds up flopping over like a horse. And
That's what my cat does. He's not
That's what
rolling
we
in the
do.
snow though. He's headbutting and then flunk, over he goes.
yeah, onto
So
her
I'm
back,
totally
4
picturing
feet in
that.
the air, wiggling side to side, just like a horse does.
Cute.
And then it rolls back over. She's about as close to being a horse as a dog can get, really. In a lot of ways. But you can't sit on her. I tried. She's like, no, you don't. And it's not like I put all my weight on her. I weigh too much. But it's funny to see what I can get away with. I used to do that with my last big dog, but I was a lot lighter and younger then.
Stick my youngest grandson on her back. He's light
Yeah.
enough.
Oh, she would love to meet your grandkids. I
Yeah,
know
they'd
it.
probably get a
I
kick
just
out of her
know
too.
that she would love kids. What? We're gonna get to play with kids?
My oldest grandson,
She doesn't
Keanu,
react to the word kids.
grew up with a dog her size. The dog
Mm.
was a pup when Grayson was a baby.
Aw.
They literally grew up together.
Sweet.
And so now when Keanu visits, the dog is right over to
Aw.
Keanu's
Dog lived